The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Remember when
I really need to pee.
Oh, you should
It's a bit of a race against time, but maybe it's like a
Maybe that's a kind of an enjoyable tension for the rest of us.
Yeah, I think so.
And a terrible pain.
Will she, won't she?
Do you want to carry on or? Kia ora, welcome along to The Real Pod. My name's Janie. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Creve. Also, the spin-off. Oh, did I say? I'm so confused and I'm so scared because I now have...
Because she didn't sing it.
I have two bosses in the room, basically, is what's happening here.
Mama.
We'll get to that in the real news, but I'm going to be very well behaved on pod today because I don't want to get fired. This is your reality TV in real life in New Zealand podcast, and we'd like you all to go and join the Real Pod Corner. It's absolutely bloody humming at the moment.
Is it?
Getting a bit tense in parts.
Really?
Yeah.
What's been going on?
Oh, I'll tell
Put
you
a bit
later.
of an update.
Facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner is where you need to go. And also, if it tickles your fancy, listen to some of our other podcasts. We've got a whole bunch of them, and they're all excellent. I'll let you find that out for yourself, though. Subscribe, like, dab, review, rate, all the things.
Great interview with Anita Wiglet on the Drag Race pod.
Oh,
The
yes.
other day. Fantastic.
Wasn't she stunning? She walked right into our all-staff meeting.
I loved it. I tried to start one of those. What's that thing you do when you do a
Like
sort
a
of
guard of honour.
guard of honour, but no one really did it.
So it was just
kind of
Just
Alex
you.
like I was
standing
about
there
to
with her
dive
arms
into
in
the
the air.
floor.
Let's dive into the real news. Big news coming out of the spin-off this week. Woo-hoo-hoo.
The Masked Editors.
Okay. Alex, I feel like you and Duncan should take this.
Do you want to do it, Doug? You did the emotional speech.
I did do an emotional speech, but so did you. Alex is going to be one half of the co-editor duo that are going to take over the site on its 7th birthday, which is just such glorious, glorious news.
Woo!
September 10th, totally fine date. Nothing going on
But
after
September
that.
10th is for the
No,
fine
I know.
date. It's actually, that one's fine.
The last good one.
It's the last good one. Yeah, it's very exciting. It's been a big secret to keep. I'm so excited to share it, and everyone's been so nice. And yeah, I'm just enjoying this goodwill for this period of time before we actually start, when I don't actually have to do anything, and people just say nice things to me.
Are you going to revive? Because you were, not a lot of people know this, but for the first 3 weeks of the spin-off in particular, when I was just on my holidays, you basically were the editor of the spin-off.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you commission?
Do
back
people
then?
know this gorgeous origin story of that Duncan flew to Spain on the first day of the spin-off?
10 a.m. on the 10th?
Existence, ringing me from the departure lounge to be like, you all good? I was like, I don't know, just in my bedroom in Ponsonby. And I remember, I think one of the first stories I wrote, I think they were about to launch a new Apple Watch, and I wrote 163 words about DJ Roomba on Parks and Recreation.
Great post.
To nobody, for no reason. You can still find it. So expect more of that.
That's the kind of content we're looking forward to. Also, the Real Pod's going to be switching to 5 times a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. Live stream.
Basically just a live stream.
We should get on Twitch.
What's
Oh,
Twitch?
we should.
What's
We should get on
Twitch?
I saw this thing that the average musician on Twitch, which obviously is not the traditional use case for Twitch, making $274 US per fan.
What?
I'm sure we should. We maybe just.
I know people do gaming on it.
People do
Yeah.
gaming, podcast people do lots of things.
Oh my
so-
God, we should know about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone
Let's
tell
call,
someone.
Call the head of podcast. Should know about that.
They absolutely should.
It's wild stuff. It's just a very strange economy we're moving into. All the,
my
the
God.
crypto.
It's not
and what have
in
you.
the
Thanks, the
exchange.
fold.
All the fold.
It's just buzzy. It's buzzy. Look, you got to admit, it's quite buzzy.
Actually, no, I think it's next week that Bernard's going to be talking about fintech stuff on When the Facts Change. This week it's going to be about social insurance, in case that's of any interest to anyone.
It definitely is.
I know it is. It's out of my brain zone.
There's a lot of facties and foldies who are also
Oh my God,
cronies.
facties and foldies. So good. Hey, also so good. We got sent some chocolate all the way from England town, from a
Milka.
corny, a New Zealand corny in London, sent us some. Remember we talked about dime chocolates?
How did you know
What was
about
it about?
Dime?
We were reviewing the M&M crunchy caramel ones, and someone in the corner, I think it was Abby, had said that they are reminiscent of dime bars.
Very
And we were
worldly.
like, we have no idea what they are. We were also calling them dames, because that's how it's
I was
spelled.
still calling them dames.
DAIM.
Yeah.
And a corny yonder 10 light years away sent us some.
I think this is the best
by
chocolate I've
post.
ever had.
It's really yummy.
so
Have I had
delicious.
this
The
Milka?
crunch.
Oh,
So
it's the same thing.
It's a Milka. So we've got a Milka dime collaboration, and then we've got the original dime, like a bag. It's full of these individually very bad for the environment, individually wrapped chockies.
It actually makes me want to cry when I think about someone packaging this up and sending it across the seas. To post something is hell. There is nothing worse than posting anything to me.
In London as well.
In London town, in this climate.
You probably have to pay a tax on walking down the street. And also you would have paid probably 4 times as much in postage than you did for the goods themselves.
But
And
that's
we got a
such-
love. So thank you, Yvette
Good
Fletcher.
goods.
Yvette Fletcher, corny of the week.
Corny of the week. Oh, do I get to talk about my real life corny
Yes.
experience? Leah, at the Federal Deli on Friday night. Let me paint the scene. Joe and I were sitting eating poutine.
We don't have time for you to paint the scene.
I was observing a lovely lady at the counter thinking, that's a great outfit. She was wearing like a matching kind of plaid outfit. And then she turned around, came straight up to me and said, I'm a corny and I'm sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
it's the call of the corn.
And I loved it so much. And she gave me her pics for The Masked Singer. And I reckon she was on the money. She was? Oh.
She was on the money. No, she was on the money.
money.
She was on the money, but we'll get to that. All right, okay, here we go. Also, we have some Max Key Corner content.
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know. I know. I'll never forget you.
Subscribe, like and subscribe.
Can I just say, happy birthday, Max Key.
On this very day.
On this very day.
No.
Do you know how we know? Live Updates editor Stuart Soman Lund, also a corny, sent through the live update of Max Key posting an Instagram story, something he's not doing very often anymore, and 26 today. Yeah, what a way to spend it. He is at the Kauri Cliff Golf Club in Matauri Bay.
Salmon polo or?
No, he's got a blue number on, but Dad's got a pink one on. Yeah.
He's spending with Dad.
So Dad
That's
playing
quite sweet.
around. Isn't that nice?
How many goldfish do you reckon he's going to get through today?
A yardie of goldfish.
Oh my God.
A whole pond.
It feels like we've been talking about him for 26 years.
Yeah.
Surely he's 42 by now. Anyway, that's it. That's
Happy
it.
B-Day. Happy B-Day, Max. Have we seen the Pomsky for like ever?
I feel like
I'm
there was a
worried.
custody situation after the
That's
initial
right.
breakup, and she's ended up
Full
with it
Pomsky.
Full Pomsky. She's
Pomsky
gone
scheme.
full Pomsky. I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen anything of Max, so perhaps he's just protecting the integrity of the pom. By
I
not
saw Tate.
splashing his child all over. Oh, okay, sorry.
Pained
Sorry.
expression. I
can't keep it in. I can't keep it in.
It's your only
You said
news.
We're talking about dogs.
Oh, he said dogs.
I'm not
I
kidding.
saw
Alex
Tate's.
actually brought this up
At the editorial meeting.
this week.
I saw
But
Tate's
I
at the
think
dog
before
park.
then as well.
I've been talking
I
about it
feel like
non-stop.
you haven't said anything else to me this week apart from the fact you saw Teeks.
I saw Teeks.
at the dog park.
I saw Teeks at the dog park.
Was he wearing a sheep mask?
He looked at me No, but he did have stubble, which
How-
is the wool, the wool of the face. He looked into my eyes, and then later he tweeted, "Going to the dog park is a great place to meet people. Hot tip or something." And it's just, I just think it's interesting, just asking questions, just putting out facts.
Can I ask, were you there the entire duration that he was there? Like, did you see him arrive and see him leave?
No.
Did you see him talk to anyone else?
Did you follow him there?
I
and
did, and
then-
he'd had his little earpieces in, listening to,
Did you have a conversation with him?
No, God, no.
So you didn't technically meet him?
No.
Did you leave before he left?
Yes.
So there's a chance that he could have met someone after you left?
It's
Just
possible.
asking questions.
Just asking questions. I don't know. It's just interesting.
I love
think
this,
it's
like, real pod hard talk. Jane just, like, intensely grilling her
Answer
co-host.
the question, yes or no. Okay, let's get into reality check.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire life video.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
This is fine. I don't even know.
Reality check.
The Apprentice Aotearoa, the finest TV show that ever did grace our screens.
Is it though? Because it kind of feels like it might be.
Yeah. That's why I said it.
You didn't just said it, you sang
I
it.
sort of sang it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strength to strength, eh?
Hey, where else would you go to get a campaign brief than Rainbow's End? Why wouldn't you go to Rainbow's End?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you wake up at 5 a.m. in your sarong, in Nicola's famous sarong, to drive out to Rainbow's End for no reason?
Do you think the sarong's part of her swimwear range and she's just doing a little bit of self-promo? I mean, that would be the smart
I have looked at her
business thing
website.
to do.
I have looked at the, I can't remember what it's called. Gosh, good grief.
Mallard?
I couldn't wear
Oh, are they very...
them.
No, not enough ruching?
not nearly enough ruching.
I respect that. But not.
The pained face is now permanent.
Is it one of the... Is she do put those bikinis out? I feel like there's a massive trend of like block colour bikinis that are kind of... There's almost like no stitching visible on them.
Yeah.
And
like cutouts.
oh,
Mostly cutouts.
God.
Mostly cutouts.
I mean, bikinis are already mostly cut out.
Yeah.
And then some more.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, good on her. She got them on bloody Gigi Hadid and
Yeah, because
all
you
sorts.
just have to pay for that. As long as you got the cash.
That's a lot of cash,
Yeah.
surely.
Oh, just on swimwear. Do you know I used to work at a swimwear shop called Hot Body?
How did this not come up last week?
Wow.
And
I don't know.
2, what
What?
a cool name for a shop.
Yeah, but it's real cool when you have to pick up the phone. Hello, Hot Body
Body.
Jane speaking.
Hot Body Jane.
Hot Body Jane. Anyway, we're at Rainbow's End. The men's team, Team Mana, have failed spectacularly time and time again. So
There's just like 3 men left.
yeah, so they have to mix it up. I can't remember names yet. I don't know who went where, but a couple of dudes headed over to Team Tahi, and a couple of ladies headed over to Team Mana. One of them had a meeting in the kids' kingdom around a little picnic table. The other team climbed into Dodgems for their meeting.
So good. Why aren't we doing that?
It's a real...
My first move
mistake.
as co-editor. Morning meetings. 5 a.m. wake up. We're
See
going
you at
out to the
the
Dodgems.
gyms.
What is the brief?
Sell us Hamilton.
Yeah.
Digitally.
Digitally, a social media campaign, come up with a new slogan, and then make some
unclear.
some
Yeah.
Instagram
Videos.
stories.
And influencer something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was definitely a video element and a social
I think they had to
element.
make 5 15-second Instagram stories. Imagine if your brief is to come up with a whole new slogan for a city, and then the only other part of your brief is to do 5 15-second Instagram stories.
I just like that
Just a few things missing in the middle.
Ponytail Man was convinced that he was making like a sort of 2.5 hour art house epic.
That's incredible.
He
What
was
about the
so
fold-out
great.
phones?
Yeah,
Have we
it's-
spent time talking about the fold-out phones?
They just is this the first episode?
We've seen them.
Tina's got one.
Yeah, but
Got one.
these
But
are
hers
big.
goes like a.
Hers is like a flip phone.
Oh, is that like a
These ones are like
book phone?
like you'd flip it on the long length of the phone rather than the short length, and so it opens up almost like iPad mini size, I guess.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then you watch a little message from Mike
Who,
I have nothing
by
else to
the
say.
way, in one of our surveys that we did, Mike Pero came up as the top reality TV host.
What?
What? Yeah. You don't read the spinoff.co.nz?
Most recent reality TV
Yes,
host,
one of those sticky
maybe.
big what's a face things that.
Oh, 10 by 100. Was he number one?
Well, I feel like people might have confused him with Mike Puru, which is just another poor Mike situation, you know?
It's really savage. So
Yeah, no, it
Intense.
I mean, you know, I feel like if the Corns had got involved in the survey, there might have been some. People seem to not like reality
It
TV
was
as
quite
much as
brutal,
us.
It was, yeah.
I don't
the key
understand
words,
it.
and everyone's like, horse shit. Turn it off.
But
Oh,
the
wow.
Apprentice Aotearoa was a favoured show of 1, 2, 3, 4 that were put forward. Second only to They're All Rubbish.
Love it.
Which sounds like a great show. We should.
I
we should
almost
watch
think
it.
we should try and engineer that in post, then we can say New Zealand's favourite reality show.
True.
Set it a dump. Maybe we actually pitch something like that. Maybe we've got it funded.
New Zealand's best. Madeline Sami and Hayley Sproul actually were the most favoured. And then Art Green, but Mike Pero coming up just behind Art Green, like 1 point behind. And Madeline Sami and Hayley Sproul, you surely have to split it. They have to share it. So essentially, Mike
the
Pero,
vote. He's in.
a hot fave. Where were we? I got derailed.
Rainbow's End.
We were at Rainbow's
dog
End
gym.
on our way to Hamilton. So we have 2 social media specialists, one in each team. We've got Stephen, and we've got
Tony?
Toby,
And
Tony.
little Kennedy?
Little Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Well, Kennedy's the cinematographer, though, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Is it? Or is he the...
Or is he? No,
thought it
that's
was
Stephen.
Stephen.
No, sorry, I'm
Stephen's
confusing. I'm
cinematographer.
confusing
Yeah.
my little
Kennedy's
mate.
the one with the teeth.
Sorry, Kennedy's the one with the teeth.
Blinding
Who
teeth.
Lovely
is
teeth.
the social media specialist? Stephen's the cinematographer, right?
Yes.
And Nicole gets assigned for Team Mana. She gets assigned to be sub leader. And was it Nicole who came up with #Hamilton?
All I know is she came up with Mally. Mally the
Mally the
Mallard.
Mallard.
And that should be her defining thing as long as she lives.
Well, I think it will be. #Hamilton was an interesting slow.
Yeah, discuss.
Well, it's a bit 2017, but also hashtag written out.
That was the innovation, I think.
Yeah, but if you're hashtagging #Hamilton, do you then have to do a hashtag and then write out hashtag
I thought you
Hamilton?
could use, if you sort of artfully did your hashtag, you could make it into an H.
Ah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that would make it really difficult.
then it's
'cause
making it really,
it'll be
really bad.
hashtag Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I think that they should have leaned into like the absolute terrifying confusion potential
But
of
also-
having hashtag the word be part of your hashtag.
Think of the extremely popular Broadway show of the same name, and if you're going around going #Hamilton, how lost your posts might just get on social media.
It's also like Love the Tron exists, and it's an incredibly popular sort of community-made hashtag out of Hamilton. Why would you mess with it?
Why would you mess with it? And why a duck is a big question
Oh,
that we all
that's-
have on our.
But her
Peaks.
answer,
Ducks on the farm.
Oh,
sometimes you can shoot them.
Duck shooting. The end.
Mally the Mallard.
okay. Oh no, actually no. #Hamilton was the other team. What's it? #Hamilton was the other team. See the possibilities was the duck.
See the possibility.
And this is where this is the thought process. Waikato, Hamilton, farms, duck. That's how she got there. So hard to fault that logic. And also once she got into the pitching meeting, she was like, "Yeah, shoot them."
Fucking shoot you if you buy 25,000 units of my mallard.
Now this is Stephen's team. Stephen decides to be on the creative side of things, even though he's a social media strategist. He doesn't want to go into the pitching meeting, and he does a lovely pool straddle. Alex and I had the pleasure of watching this together, by the way.
Oh, appreciate the invite.
They only deliver the post every 3 days now.
Okay.
Yeah, he straddled. So they went to the Hamilton Gardens. Lovely spot.
So
I've
beautiful.
Never been there. It looks absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful, I would think, for like wedding photos.
I've been to a wedding at the Hamilton Gardens, but it wasn't in that bit. I mean, there must be sort of. It looks like you're in ancient Pompeii.
But the mayor of Hamilton has seen that particular photo 1,000 times.
Well,
Good photo, though, isn't it?
it's so good. I mean, I'm a huge Hamilton head to begin with, but it just made me want to spend even more time there.
Would you call yourself a ham head?
A ham hock.
I'm actually going in a few weeks.
What?
I'm going because my mum's going to the National Scrabble Champs.
Can you?
And I'm going to go and report.
Okay, two things there, but we'll get to the Scrabble Champs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can you recreate the photo at the
that's what I'm
Gardens?
thinking.
But what I want you to do is recreate Stephen's pose.
The bum.
The bum pose. The near pants splitting bum pose, as opposed to who was lovely lady wandering around being an influencer?
Yes. There's the paint look again.
I think was passing herself off as like Mum Mel or something.
Yeah, with no kids.
With no children. And she's 40, and I'm like, really?
Are they allowed to just grab some kids or something? You know, is that part of it? Are they allowed to just like whip onto the Hamilton's main drag and say, "Can I borrow your children for an influencer campaign?" Is that not
It
like it's very
seems
hard
fun.
to make a mum influencer campaign without kids.
Unless you really lean into it and just be like bragging about how you don't have your kids right now because you're
I'm
out.
taking a break. Yeah, but
You're in
they
Hamilton.
want to promote it as a family attraction.
Yeah, but
The kids are having such a great time. I can't bloody find them.
them.
They're
yeah,
really-
that's good.
See, I could do that.
Yeah, that's very good.
Anyway, sexy influencer was what.
The pants splitting shot. I was very worried about the structural integrity of the pants. It was amazing.
But
that
you're
they
not
survived.
connecting the dots, Duncan. Let's not forget that Stephen is a model.
He's
and-
sample size actually.
He's sample size. Therefore, he probably has access to quality garments in the fashion industry. Okay, so don't worry about his pants. He knows what he's doing. He's also, as we've mentioned, a cinematographer. Even before he got to the Gardens, he was like blocking out his shots while they were sitting around a table, and he was swooping and zooming and tilting and panning.
So
Going all
good.
around the table. It was so
He
good.
was talking about like the light diffusion, and I didn't even realize, or when they were talking about that, I didn't even realize that they were doing like an influencer campaign. I thought they were doing like a TVC or something.
Yeah.
So once we actually got there, and they whip out the handheld phone. The other big issue that I have, a big hole in both their stories, is that when influencers tend to shoot, they shoot themselves on selfie mode. We don't have a Stephen running around with us.
You just don't get his vision.
I clearly don't,
So
and that's my fault.
shame on you.
Can we talk about just briefly returning to the market research they did? And
Oh my
they were
God.
just getting owned constantly on Queen Street. No one wanted to talk to them. And then they finally got one couple and they were like, what do you like about Hamilton? It was just pubs. Just pubs.
I mean, that's a great sell too. Gardens and pubs makes me want to go.
Yeah.
Love a pub meal.
I'd go right now.
Shall we just go?
should we just go?
Is this the end of the pod?
I also think the missed opportunity with Mally the Mallard, Hamilton famously home of Duck Island.
Okay, we have to
Whoa.
get, we're not at, even though we've talked about Mally, I was wrong teaming it. Excuse me. I was on the wrong team, so we'll get there. Was I? No,
like
what?
you should
Oh
speak
God,
to
no,
your-
I'm so fucking confused. I hate when they mix up the teams. No, Mally was the garden one. Yeah, okay. Also, when they were talking about their campaign at the very beginning, Stephen said that 30 to 35-year-olds have 3 kids by then. So,
yeah.
just in case.
So you're 30, you got one kid.
Yeah, by the time you're 35, you're up to 3. So,
Stephen's world. I want to just spend time with him. I want to know what's going on in his brain at all times. Can we hire him for something?
it can be...
Can we get him to do an influencer campaign, like shoot an influencer campaign for the Real Pod?
I mean, I'm not opposed.
Hamilton Gardens?
It'd be like 6-week shooting schedule, 14 weeks in post, launch event. Team Tahi, Team Mana, Team Mana.
You're just saying names now.
Oh God, I am just saying names. Team Mana Kennedy. No. Oh my God.
What has happened, Jane?
know,
You're
I'm
fritzing out. Is it just
so
because Alex is now the
confused.
boss and it's...
Okay, this
Just
is
getting real
hashtag
nervous.
Hamilton. This is Kennedy. And No, I can't. I've put my
Jane
notes.
is now holding up
I
her
realised that
fringe
I've put like Mally notes
in a
under.
fountain, sort of.
I put Mally notes under the
can
wrong
just talk.
tab.
We can just talk.
Okay,
We
let's
can
go to
just
the.
talk.
Let's go.
Free flow.
Can
What
we-
about
can we-
Michael? Call us Justin Timberlake because we are in sync.
Yep.
Which we are not right now.
No, I'm
But it's
never been
okay.
more out
We're
of
going
sync.
solo. You know?
When do we get to talk about the Mayor of Hamilton?
Now.
I think she's the best.
Best what?
I mean, I was going to say mayor, but maybe just person. When asked when was the last time you went to Hamilton? Admittedly, this is not a hard zinger to pull off, but I'm mayor of Hamilton is just such a great response. And she just seemed to be constantly just like absolutely destroying them. It was so beautiful.
I also like that she's got time for The Apprentice. You
Yeah.
know? Her priorities are absolutely right.
Bang on.
I think that we should up the stakes of The Apprentice and that the panels actually have to use the things that come out of it. So when Countdown commit to buying 25,000 units of the bloody corn, they've got to buy 25,000 units of the popcorn. We need
Yes.
to be able to go in and buy it. When Hamilton offer their city up for a new slogan and social media campaign, they need to use those slogans and they need to use the imagery of the wavy hashtag. They need to start using the hashtag Hamilton. And they've got to use the duck and they have to do all the things.
This is amazing.
Otherwise, what's the point?
True.
It's so true. I feel like it's quite hard though, because it might be quite a powerful disincentive to ever go on the show if you're like a city or a supermarket, because you know what, with the contestants being who they are and the time frames and just being incredibly bad stuff that gets made, and that's why the show is so fun to watch.
Well, or you could go on as Countdown and be like, oh, we will commit to purchasing 10 units of the popcorn and the mayor can just absolutely rail them until she gets the result that she basically wants in the room.
Yeah.
Just completely
Okay.
reworks their campaign knowing that she'd have to use it.
Shout out to Cassie Roma. What the actual duck and all of the
Lame
the
duck.
puns was so
She had it
good.
all.
She really owned Mally the Mallard.
Can we talk about when there was something, for some reason they started talking about, how to attract women as like the main holiday deciders of families or something, and Nicola was like, just put lipstick on Mally.
Was that a real...
I think she was trying to... I think
Joke
she was
or
funny.
not? Perfect. It was perfect. Whatever it was.
Also, someone said we don't want Hamilton to just be a place to stop to use the loo in a pitch meeting. So that was...
That's stunning. I missed that.
You know how Cassie and what's face JT just like floating around taking notes and things.
Yeah.
I the same weekend watched I Heart Huckabees, which I hadn't seen before.
I never seen it.
Okay, but in it there's like a detective agency, like an existential detectives, and they're basically just following people around the whole time. Like they know they're there, so it would be like me just kind of standing 3 feet away from you with a notepad, taking notes on your life. Your entire, and that's what it felt like. Someone out there who's listening has seen I Heart Huckabees and gets the reference.
They are nodding right now.
Huge nod.
It's a good movie. What else happened?
I don't know who said this or in what context, but there was some hashtag that was hashtag hidden hotspots.
Oh, yes.
And a sort of conspiratorial, what are they hiding?
Yeah.
We need to go down there and see what they're hiding.
Yeah, they
in
wanted
Hamilton.
to make Hamilton mysterious and be like, ooh, what's there?
I just love that basically if you just look at everything that was pitched, none of it had anything to do with Hamilton. Like it could have been literally any city in the world. Hidden Hotspots was great because it's like, we can't possibly show you any of our good stuff because that would ruin the secret, which is really unconventional for a tourism campaign.
I want to go to that motor museum though.
I want to go to everywhere.
It looks fun.
Like it all looked freaking awesome.
Do you know what I'm not that keen on? Just looking at the river.
Really, I love to look at the river.
Wow, you need to move to.
I honestly, I really am and have been for a long time. It's lovely watching a river go by. You might see a boat, definitely see a mallard.
Doesn't Hamilton also have the most malls per capita?
It does have a ton of malls.
in the country.
It's not Centre Place?
Centre
I know,
Place?
it's close.
Oh, no.
Very close
call.
call. And there's that Tainui Mall. It's got a bunch. It does have a ton of malls. Good malls too.
Really?
But it's also it's hollowed out Main Street, Should I just go
Yeah, this is
the fold again? God damn it.
Oh my God.
They got a
It's
lot
Duncan's
of
mayoral campaign.
vacancies.
Courier absolutely tanked it.
Yeah.
Refused
to practice.
Refused to practice, then got in the room and just couldn't even remember her own name, could not put a sentence together. And bearing in mind, this is the team that Kennedy, the social media specialist, decided to make himself part of the creative team rather than the pitch team. So they were all left floundering and they lost.
21 slides to get to the creative concept is very impressive.
That sounds like my kind of slideshow. I'm really big on slideshows at the moment and I'm having trouble with brevity.
They're having a moment at the spin-off for sure. Got to have a deck.
So Team Mana lose the challenge. Team Tahi go for a lovely dinner at Masu. And Team Mana head to the boardroom. Well, not the whole team. We've got Kennedy as team leader, also Nicole as sub-team leader, and Courier as just tanked it person.
There was a delicious elimination ceremony.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the tension.
And the pre, like they're chatting around the table before they went in. But in the end, it was Nicole who got sent home.
It's a crying shame.
It is because she's such good talent, and I feel like
so
there was so
good.
much more to come from her. But also she was the pitch leader, and she couldn't lead, and she also came up with the weird duck, and many other things.
Yeah. I mean, Courier saying, I've got this, then being literally unable to speak, and then just sort of as if by reverting back to an animal state, starting to just pitch her own business really confidently was quite something to watch. But I think on balance, they made the right call. Mally the Mallard was just even by the standards of #Hamilton and mysterious can't possibly show you our secret city, Mally the Mallard was just like an invasive duck species. It was just quite extraordinary.
We're talking about it.
Mally's
got the people talking.
That's true.
You know, maybe Mally will actually take on, a second life as like the ironic emblem of Hamilton.
I can imagine Love the Tron just going all in on Mally, just owning Mally.
When the mayor asked why a duck, this is Nicola's actual answer. It's quite unique. I'm from a farm and there's ducks everywhere. I used to go duck shooting. That was her explanation. And also, I think in her ITM afterwards, she was like, yeah, sure, there might be a lot of ducks around, but a mallard? That's unique. A mallard?
Do you remember right at the very end, she said, this weekend I might go shoot some mallards, and then made an unbelievable face. I don't know what it was meant to be doing.
Down the barrel?
Yeah. Really, really, that was unique.
That was unique. Also, the other reason I think that Nicola deserved to go over Courier, even though Courier did such a terrible job in the pitch meeting, is that Nicola was the leader of the pitch. We all know that Courier can't pitch. She's done a terrible job before. And she said that Courier was unleadable. Oh, I just think that Nicola needed to put her foot down, say, no, you're practicing this. I'm the sub-leader here.
Yeah.
And rather than, sorry, that's business talk. This is
Take it
business.
over,
It's a
Cassie Roma.
new segment of the Real Talk, of the Real Pod. Such a good show. Just such a pleasure to watch.
It's so good. Do we have a what was the point this time?
Was it the stab?
It was the jab. It was the jabbing,
So
the
he's
jab and
sticking to
stab.
the jab at the moment.
Oh, what I want to see is a combo of a kind of a jab on a kind of.
What about an underarm?
underarm? Really good.
Like a this.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not convinced that they have more than one shot of the jab.
I think there's two. I feel like there was a
No.
hinge.
Oh, the
on
hinge.
The first one. I think there was a hinge.
there was a
and then
The
there was a jab.
stab is
And the
just
stab.
No one
when you
points like that.
do that, it just feels so odd.
It feels like an exercise. It feels like, you're going to move into star jumps shortly. Bust out some
The
The
double hand you're fired is really funny too.
He should do a double firing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, can't wait for him to pull out the finger guns, Art Green, at the movie style. That is a deep cut.
That's a deep cut.
Okay, we're going to have a break and we're going to be back to talk about Masked Singer. See you soon.
Kia ora, Justin Giovanetti here, and I'm the political editor at The Spinoff. This podcast, like so much of the work we do at The Spinoff, is made possible by the support of our members. To find out more about The Spinoff members and how you can help us keep producing quality, independent journalism, visit members.thespinoff.co.nz and do it today.
Welcome back, and welcome to The Masked Singer NZ. I saw Clinton Randall at school yesterday. He was wearing red slides.
Amazing.
I shouldn't really be outing him like this, should I? As someone who goes and picks up his children from school.
I think that's just
It's
a
fine,
lovely.
is it fine?
It's a lovely,
fine.
wholesome activity.
Yeah, he's picking up his kids from school. I didn't even realise that he was a dad at my school.
Wow.
We've got a few. We have Ben Boyce,
Whoa.
Jackie Brown.
All the celebs.
Yeah, Sonia Gray.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
We're going to have our own
you,
masked singer.
Did you speak with him?
No.
Did you make eye contact?
No. I just
Well done.
messaged you guys.
I didn't say this last week on the air, if this is indeed the air. I think he's the best. He's an incredible host. He's just got such brilliant energy, and he really gives it to you. I'm so impressed.
I do think it's a difficult show to host. For a start, you have to come out dancing with a mask on.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're talking to a costume with no mouth. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Also, as we get less and less singers in each episode, he has got a lot of time to fill.
Big chatter.
Because we've
Lot of
gone down from
banter.
6 singers and all the surrounding chat that goes with each of those to 4 singers, and Clinton's left holding the proverbial baby. The chat baby.
I will also say, I think Rhys Darby is carrying the show quite a lot.
I totally agree.
I'm seeing
and I
some,
think he's
I'm seeing
terrific.
some not love for Rhys in the corner, but
I think the corner's wrong
yeah,
on this one. I think Rhys is really, really funny.
I don't think that they would realise how much he's holding it together until he was not there, unless he was not there. And then they'd go, oh, okay.
They're such stupid jokes, but I kind of I love them every time.
Do you think we've just moved over into a certain generation?
Well, we've been here a long time, Jane, let's be honest.
That's true, dinosaurs.
Is Rhys Darby
But welcome.
chuggy? Is that
No,
chuggy?
that's not.
So chuggy.
You mean is it like
Is
chuggy
liking
people?
Rhys Darby chuggy?
Yeah, but we're not
so
even.
chuggy.
We
It's
can't.
in the dictionary.
I can't bear chug. I'm not a millennial. I'm
No, I don't think. I think it's pan-generational.
No, it's not. It's
Is it
definitely
specifically
it's
millennials?
definitely millennials. Please give this to me. I beg of you.
No, it sounds right.
I feel like millennials have been making fun of Gen Xers for such a long time that now it's their turn. And chuggy's all yours.
Definitely defending Rhys Darby on a podcast feels very chuggy.
And even hosting a podcast is quite chuggy.
I think
Massively,
so. Podcast
massively.
full stop. But when he was doing those really long sips, he had the audience in the palm of his hand.
And Alex
It was
Casey.
terrific.
He just, I think it's probably, and this is no disrespect to the production, the sort of feels like the lowest stakes thing he's done in ages. And he's really enjoying the freedom to just try really low effort, silly comedy.
I'm really curious to know how long it took them, how many episodes they shot a day, or if they just shot one a day, and was it just done over the course of a week or 2 weeks, or I'd just love to know if anyone knew. Alex
Just a quick crypt for you.
We actually never let you out of the crypt, and here you are.
No.
Yeah.
Can we put
Can
a
I come
vocal
out?
effect over, a sort of in a coffin?
Hello. You missed it because it was visual, but Alex opened
the door and
opened
I'm
the door to
back.
the crypt, and she's
I'm
back. But she's not going to tell us how long it took us.
Do coffins have locks? Or
don't.
just lids? Or are they just voluntary?
Why would
They're
you-
staying shut.
To stop people getting in, to rob the jewels.
Well, or just to avoid any. You happen to knock a coffin over. Might be good if it had a lock on it, I guess, to stop.
Knock a coffin over.
But there's a difference between a lock and a latch as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone knows. It's not us.
I want to know the ratio of burn versus buried of a coffin.
I think more burn these days than
Really?
there used to be. Is that disrespectful to call it burn versus buried?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
What would you burners or buriers?
I used to be a burier and now I'm a burner.
Burn me.
I've always been a burier, but I'm leaning burn now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keen to get out.
Should we?
But if you burn, what do you bury the ashes?
No, you can sprinkle. You can bury. You can put in, they've got like things in walls, you can get a special place in a wall.
I
next to
like
your loved
that, like
ones.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, or we could just be like, Tina, have the three of us on your mantelpiece for the rest of time. She doesn't seem to like that idea, which is weird.
That's an absolutely not from Tina. What about a real pod corner cemetery?
Oh, where all the corns can get together. Yeah.
In death.
Popped corn.
Let's go.
Okay, anyway, Tuatara sang Shape of You. We know who this
Good
is.
sentence.
We know who this is, right?
3, 2, 1.
Jason Kerrison. We're convinced. We've got a number of clues that we've aligned up to Jace, including I'm already recognised for my talent, which is a clue from this week, and he judged New Zealand's Got Talent. And, previous clues about secrets, and Opshop had an album called Secrets or a song called Secrets, so blah, 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 blah. Anyway, just sounds like him, once you know as well. The guessing panel guessed Benny Tipene, Simon Bridges, Liam Finn or Harper Finn, and Ben Lummis.
I don't like this guessing multiple people thing, except when it's one of the backup singers from LA.
Yeah, but she actually narrowed it down this week.
Which was amazing.
And it was a black and white photograph. I loved that. So they didn't even have a proper photo because it's so niche.
Medusa saying Don't Start Now. We know who Medusa is based on just being just our own. We don't know. When I say we know,
embarrassing if we're wrong about it.
Who do you think
We're not wrong.
We're not wrong.
But
We don't
I'm holding out
know.
hopes that
What?
we're going to be blindsided.
Look, say the name.
3, 2, 1.
Joe
Joe
Cotton.
Cotton.
It's Joe Cotton.
It's a great song.
So you are just there for the music.
All I can do, all I can see is go, they did well or they did badly. I like that song. I don't like that song.
Okay.
I love all the outfits.
It's like you're
I
just-
don't know
You
how to
think
do
you're
this
watching
show.
an actual talent show.
Yeah.
Medusa's Got Talent.
Medusa's going to go on tour once she takes us out. 5 dates around the nation, and Duncan Grieve front row.
I've literally never once, from a clue or a performance, had any thought of a person. I don't understand how everyone's doing it. Like, it's really fucking me up.
Okay,
Dear.
some of the clues this week, she's going down to make history, which True Bliss did, right? They had the biggest number one single or whatever. Feeling on Edge.
Well, just the first,
Or pop
reality
stars.
talent show.
True. Dream Come True. Dream's the name of True Bliss's album. And I'm From a Faraway Land, which is she's originally from Canada.
There was Balloons, which is maybe just, what is that?
Well, we thought popping balloons, pop stars.
Pop stars.
I mean, at the moment we're just
Smiley face.
trying to bliss,
that's
blissful
right.
smiley face. At this point, we're just trying to link anything to the fact that we know that it's Joe Cotton. When I say fact, we deduced it from the clues. We actually don't know. We don't have any behind the scenes on this.
Because it's going to be quite boring for the rest of it.
It is.
If we know.
I know.
It feels like, for people who know how to do the show properly, like you two, it feels like they're a bit obvious with the clues.
They're getting more and more obvious as they go. And the other thing is that people, you know, it's a small place, people chat, and I feel like you go into any comments, like I've been deliberately not getting involved in any chat because I feel like someone's just going to be in there going, oh, Joe Cotton's my cousin, she's Medusa or something, you know, and I don't want to see that.
No.
The other option, of course, is Lisa Tomlin's backup singer from LAB. It's still on the table.
Huge F track.
Other guesses were Megan Anea, Michelle Visage, and Anna Paquin.
Michelle Visage would have actually been awesome.
There's
Like,
so many
they could have pulled it off.
There's so many people that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
Alex.
no.
But
she was
wrong
here.
wrong network.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Pavlova. This is the one that I still don't know. I feel like I've figured out everyone else. I just don't know who the Pav is.
But we got to an interesting place.
We did get to an interesting place. So some of the clues were something about shooting stars, extra scary at Christmas.
New Zealand's favourite after-dinner treat.
Yeah, labelled a saint in the past. Though now I'm seeing how they're linking some of the clues. I'm like, they're very tenuous links. Like when they revealed, spoiler alert, Grace Palmer, it's like they talked about being something about an evening, being nocturnal because Shortland Street's on in the evening
At
time.
Not always.
Sunday morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, or summer.
So
7 o'clock's very early in the summer.
some of the clues are very obvious and some of them are really not. Extra Scary at Christmas made us think of like Christmas cliffhangers though, didn't it?
I feel like this is someone from Shortland Street, and I think it could be Robin Malcolm.
We think maybe Robin Malcolm.
Because also there's been clues about like an icon,
Yeah.
a legend. I don't know, Cheryl West. It's all there, and it would be awesome if it was. I feel like she's kind of husky.
Yeah. How do you explain shooting stars? How do you explain labelled a saint in the past? One does one's best. How do you explain relationships can be complex?
The West family.
Okay. Orange Roughy, we all know.
Saint
Mike-
West. Kanye.
Oh, that's...
Kim Ye. You know? Spitballing here.
Also, one does one's best. Best rhymes with West.
Interesting.
That sounded like a terrible judging panel person right then. Okay, Orange Roughy is Mike McRoberts. We all knew it. Guesses from the panel were Glenn Osborne. I just like to imagine some of these people doing it, by the way. Glenn Osborne, Corey Gonzalez-McCure.
I really loved the shade that was thrown at poor old Corey.
Was that from Reese?
Yeah. He's not up to much.
Robbie-
Be glad for the work. It was very rough. It was
Robbie
very roughy.
Megasiva and Zach Frenich. I definitely think Zach would do this because I think Erin would make him if the opportunity came along.
Be epic.
I'm not saying he'd want to,
No.
but I'm saying he'd do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he really didn't enjoy dancing.
In the same way he's begrudgingly in the back of all the Instagram stories,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
eating mints as promo.
And Mike McRoberts, I want to know what's in your contract for the news and how you end up on these other shows.
He claimed to enjoy it.
They always claim to enjoy it.
I sort of believe him.
I think he's just down to clown.
He's a silly Billy.
What are they enjoying?
When the Roughy head was off and it was just him in that sort of dress with crap stuck on the bottom. That was so great. I would have watched that for ages. I mean, he's got kids, right? I just feel like it's a bit of fun. It's probably, I mean, I don't know, but it's probably not that much of a time commitment. I
I don't
possibly
reckon. I
say-
reckon they're shooting the whole thing in a couple of days.
Also, like they're clearly doing a lot to their voices, right?
Yeah.
Like in the recording, because he
yeah.
definitely can't sing that perfectly. So I feel like that's just like a cool thing to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, like my
Just
cover
me
of Drake's project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next night. We had Sheep singing Get Lucky. Did a great job, by the way.
Sheep's good. Sheep's got it.
Who's Sheep? Remember? I told you last week.
Was it Troy King?
It's Troy Kingy. They kept going on about who did they think it was based on who was born in Rotorua? Tim Morrison. Tell you who else was born in Rotorua? Troy Kingy. So
Hey.
just putting that out there.
And
Again.
Hunt Me Down.
Hunt for
Me's
the
and
Wilder people. Yeah, right.
What I love the most about this is just how much Reese Darby loved that song. He was like, yes, as soon as it started playing.
It's his kid's favourite song.
I
that's
also
why.
think it's maybe the first or second song he's known.
Yeah.
Do you know Reese's best joke was about the goats escaping? Loved that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh.
They said something about some artist. Oh, Billie Eilish. He was like, who? Billie, what?
He
Who's
definitely has got no clue.
that? Okay, so other guesses from the panel were Tim Morrison, Oscar Kitely, and Nico Ormachu from 660. Monster sang Bad Guy. Guesses were Caleb Clark, Mike King, Joseph Parker. And here is where James guessed Troy Kingy or Kings. And he's right in that it's Kings, in my opinion. We know that Troy Kingy is Sheep. So we really know all of them just about now, don't we?
Oh,
putting it all
you
out
certainly
there.
do.
I've been Googling a lot, and I also happen to know with Troy Kingy when they talk about deep diving or something, I know that he likes diving because I interviewed him recently for something, and he talked about diving.
If I saw Troy Kingy, if he walked into this room, I would not recognise him. Am I bad?
No.
No,
I didn't think he was that famous.
he's not super. He's not like kind of celebrity type famous, but he's like incredibly acclaimed and beloved, and just cool as hell.
He is cool as hell. He really is.
I think, yeah.
Sheep's cool.
We've got this little podcast series called First. It's also a web series, and he's going to be appearing on that at some point. Just giving a shout out to ourselves. Jellyfish sang Suffer. I had a theory on jellyfish and I'm hundy on it now. Are you on board with me? With my theory?
Matilda?
Yes.
I said it on the pod last week. I pioneered the Matilda
Are you
guess.
on board now, though?
Are you on board with your guess?
Yes.
Good to know. Look, she talked about being green around the gills, famously married to Art Green. She said a picture paints 1,000 words. Art Green. Reveals to heartbreak, different kettle of fish to previous competitors, you know, the Bachelorettes. She's previously said that she loves a lackadaisical Sunday afternoon. Lazy Girl's Guide to Being a whatever her book is.
Beautiful Life or something.
Then you hear her talk, you're like, yes, that's Matilda. And you hear her sing, and you're like, that's Matilda.
Because she can sing.
She can sing. She can sing, she can sing. She plays guitar on her little Instagram.
What a talented lady.
Not fair, eh?
She is a talented lady. What an amazing moment The Bachelor Season 1 was. That it gave us those two. It's actually crazy.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And isn't she having another baby?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I think she's had it.
Has she?
I don't know. Oh,
We're
God.
really
People
not
come
in
for
the
their
know.
reality TV
Not in the
news.
know
eh?
at the moment, eh?
Sorry.
But
What a
the big thing is the misdirect with the Olympic team, right?
Yes, that threw us so bad. But
Yeah.
I was on Barbara Kendall for like weeks.
Yeah.
But she led out the rugby sevens Olympic team on the catwalk at an underwear show.
Jesus, you are really deep
No,
in
Corny
this.
sent that to me.
Corny's doing the
Corny's
work.
doing the hard work. Hey, if you are going to send us spoilers, though, let me know it's a spoiler before you send it. Thanks. Possum saying I Need a Hero. Great tune.
And killed it.
Absolutely killed it.
Incredible vocal performance and just great dance. This is the thing I don't understand is they just seem to send home whoever.
Yeah, I
There's
think-
no relationship in terms of the performance.
I think they're sending home the people who have commitments.
Other stuff to do.
Yeah, right.
That's my uninformed opinion. But anyway, Possum turned out to be Grace Palmer, a.k.a. Lucy from Shortland Street, one of my all-time favourite Shortland Street characters.
Really?
Even though there have been
I'd
so
read that
many.
list.
And she did such a great job. She seemed like a neat girl when she
Neat
took off the mask.
Yeah.
That's how my mum would describe her. She's a neat girl.
Is
Had
she-
you
she-
picked her?
I picked her in this episode. I'd heard rumours, and I know that the Corny that you saw in the wild had posited Grace Palmer.
Forward, yeah.
But I had been previously quite stuck until this week. And then she said things like, what now? And I immediately went, oh, Jason, because she's Jason Gunn's stepdaughter or something. But actually, she started out her career as a reporter on What Now? And then there was an Elvis clue, and I was like, of course, Graceland. But that was nothing to do with it. It was actually that she got married in Vegas. So I got there the wrong way, but I got there.
I believed. Who was it who said Michelle A. Court?
I was actually thinking Michelle
I
A. Court
kind of
for a
bought that.
moment.
There were some really good guesses. There was Lily McManus, who we were pondering about last week, also Michelle Court and Stacey Morrison, which I'd also buy.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
I was still hung up on Erin Simpson. I was like crowbarring every clue to fit Erin Simpson when it was like famous family, The Simpsons. What now? Erin famously was Camilla the gorilla in the What Now costume. You know, anything is possible.
Do you think that Erin is sad that she's not on this show? Yeah.
Or is
sad.
she?
So that, unless she is
Pavlova.
That's the only other place that Erin can be hiding, isn't that Pavlova suit?
True.
You can kind of imagine Erin like sneaking into the suit.
Yeah, well, maybe there's more than one person in there.
And then the
That would be
actual
amazing.
Pavlova is tied up in a cupboard. Don't get enough of that sort of stuff nowadays.
That is the end of our podcast. Thank you very much for listening to it. I'm really sorry for messing up all that Apprentice stuff. It's playing on my mind. It's plaguing me. Sorry. Thanks, Duncan. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Duncan.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Tina.
Tina.
And thank you, Corns and Corn Adjacent and general listeners who have no idea what corns are. We appreciate you listening. Bye.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, Senior Writer at The Spinoff. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, Podcast Manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.